Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everybody. This is June Hollingsworth, and I am coming on live, Monday Night Live. We're getting ready to get started. I'm going to bring my Facebook people in, so I'm sorry you're going to see my hand above you for just a second. And stay tuned, stay on the broadcast because I am brand new. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Lord doesn't care what you've done, doesn't stop him from blessing you and giving you the things that he's planning to give you. And I don't mean that you can just be ratchet and do whatever you want. What I'm talking about is how we beat ourselves up about the mistakes we've made and thinking that it disqualifies us from being able to receive the blessings of God. And that is not true. And that's what I'm talking about tonight. So I'm going to get these Facebook people in here. Give me a second. I hope you all are doing well. Pass the word and have someone subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Let me see. I got to do a couple of things first. I'm so sorry, you guys. That was crazy. Probably going to ask me to possibly put in a title, but maybe not. Nope, it's not so great. Okay, so hey, you guys, I am on Monday Night Live. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to get on. It's really good having both platforms now, having YouTube and Facebook. So I'm just gonna kind of wait for a couple people to get on. I did send out notifications. There was people that were asking me to send out notifications to remind them. So hey, Gloria, I see you popping in. I'm gonna just say hi. I don't know if anyone sees me on YouTube or not, but say hi to me as you come in. I'm gonna be saying hi to you guys as you get in. This thing's kind of itching. Hey, Linda. It's nice to see you coming on. And I do not own the rights to this music. I have to make sure I say that. Someone said, make sure you tell them that you don't own the rights to this music. So I want to make sure I say that every time I come on. So I just thank you guys for always joining and following me. Kind of do me a favor and pass the word and tell people that, hi, Ariola, that I am on YouTube now, and they can join my YouTube channel. I'm a little bit late tonight getting on. You guys know I'm a stickler about time, and I really want to be on at 7:30, and it's 7:45. But I got some things going on in my family that has caused me to run late tonight. So I know you guys will give me grace. Hey, Cynthia, I can see you guys popping in. You guys will give me grace for being late because I've been doing this now. It'll be 3 years next month. And I've been on time. I'm always on time. In the beginning, when I started, I was coming on and I was giving like hey, Katrina, I see that you're on YouTube. Hey, I'm glad some of my YouTube people are coming on now. I used to give like an hour or 30 minutes. I'll be on sometime between 8 and 9. So now I'm trying to get more discipline. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get these announcements out the way because I don't want my YouTube people to get bored and leave. You said you saw me on YouTube. Great, Aunt Riola. Great. Damian, Daniels, stay on. Stay on. Don't jump off. I'm telling these people that are new that might get off to stay on because I got some good things I want to tell you. And I'm not going to say a whole lot, Damien. You know what's happening, but that situation is going much better. I will say that. Things are great. So just keep it up before God. Okay? Just want to say right quick, like I always do, Transform Prayer Call is something that's always been near and dear to my heart. And I'm so glad that you all are joining the call. There's a lot of new people joining the call. And Prophet Valerie Neal is just doing an awesome job heading that up and bring in new prophets, new intercessors. So it's not a whole new lineup, but it's a lot of new people. And there's a lot of you that are joining. So I want to thank you for that. The number is 302-202-1108. And the passcode is 523025. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, Cheryl. 523025 is the passcode. On Monday is Kamitha Games. Tuesday is Valerie Neal. Wednesday is Lakeisha Lofton. Hey, Tony. Thursday is Keisha Allen. And Friday is Jackie Frazier. I just say the names without the titles. so it's easier for you guys to remember. But they are on Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is when they are on every day except for the weekend. And this month's topic is everything must go. Awesome. Everything must go. And I have been watching them every day, even though, hey, Kelly, bless you, honey. Even though I'm quiet and I don't say anything, thank you so much for the hearts. But I am on there and supporting them. Hey, Lawanda, and cheering them on because they're my family. Also, I want to remind you guys that I do a prophetic advisement. That's something that I've, hey, Linda, something that I've been doing now for quite a few years. And you can email me. I won't prolong the time by giving you all the website information. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Sharon. I like to say hi to you guys as you're getting on. And all you guys, some of you guys weren't on last week. So yes, I know. Tony, I know you graduated. You didn't see my comments on your Facebook page. Like, fabulous. Yes, you have your master's and you're going on for your doctorate. It's just absolutely fabulous. Hey, Terrace. But anyway, JuneAllison54@gmail.com. You all can email me there if you want to know information more about my prophetic advisement business. It's awesome. I release a prophetic word for you from the Lord, what he's saying about you, you and you alone, what's going on with you now, maybe some of your past, and definitely your future. And then we go into advisement for 45 minutes. Hey, Michelle. So that is awesome news. Congratulations. Yes, it is. So anyway, that's something that I've been doing, prophetic advisement. And you all, if you're interested in that, you can go on my YouTube channel, and I have a button to the right that is a booking appointment. Hey, Kamitha. Yep, congrats to Tony. In case Terrace thought it was I got the masters. No, Tony got the masters. But you can click on my button on my YouTube channel and book an appointment. It's already set up. If you want to know more about it, you can send me an email to juneallison54@gmail.com. So I want to get those couple things out before we start. And let's go. One thing that I wanted to say, you all, in the beginning of this, thank you, Tony. Pass the word for me if you can, hon, for anybody that's interested. Oh, okay, Terrace. I'm glad you knew it was her. I just look up and see comments and like, oh, let me make sure that they know who it is. But anyway, a prophet. I wanted to talk about that before I start. I'm gonna take this music off. The role of a prophet, and I think about how it seems like we've forgotten, and that's not what I'm talking about tonight. I'm just opening with this, a couple of things that I wanted to just release. The role of a prophet, it seems like we have forgotten what that is. It's like people just want to know, I don't know the rights. I already said that, Lakeisha. You got on after I said I don't own the rights to the music. People have forgotten what the role of a prophet is. It seems like that when a prophet operates in their authentic role, that they're not very well liked. People don't want to hear what they have to say. It's like so often prophets experience, I know I've experienced it, that people only want to hear good things. If you go back and study the prophets, most of the stuff that they brought in the Bible were warnings, were things to save people's lives. Prophets come with a word, a spoken word from God that takes people away from death's door, away from the grave, stops them from doing things that would cause them to lose their life. A prophet is supposed to be able to discern the times and the seasons. A prophet is supposed to be able to tell you where you're going and where you don't need to go. That's the purpose of a prophet. A prophet is supposed to be on the wall, supposed to be a watchman. And a lot of people, I need to stay away. I try to stay away from that saying, generalizing a lot of people. I've heard some people, feel like they don't want to, prophets just bring gloom and doom, and they don't want to hear that. They put you in a category of being opinionated when you're really releasing the word of the Lord if it's something they don't want to hear. And I'm saying all that tonight because I'm prefacing what I'm getting ready to say with this about you all have got to remember especially you prophets on here, don't pay attention to their faces. You have got to remember what the true role of a prophet is. You go back and you study Samuel and Daniel and Joseph. There's so many, Isaiah, Zechariah, Amos. You didn't see none of them prophesying to Israel that they was getting ready to go and just have a wonderful time in the land of milk and honey. When Jonah was mad and didn't want to go because he knew what he was getting ready to be up against, going and prophesying the word of the Lord to the people of God. So we have to speak what has to be heard. It's not what people want to hear. It's what people need to hear. And I have been in the position, yeah, you're right, Tony, set your face like flint. I've been in a position many times to be on advisory boards. And I just sometimes would have the feeling that what I had to say wasn't well received, or they didn't want to hear, because they knew a lot of the times what I was going to give was going to be opposite of what they wanted to hear. I remember one time I was in a meeting and everybody said one thing and I gave a completely different answer, but I knew it was the word of the Lord. So I'm saying to you guys tonight that are prophetic people and prophets watching me, because that's the majority of you, you got to say what God is saying. You can't speak things to please man. I was listening to the news, been listening to the news. I got to have a break sometimes because you just get fatigued with all of the bad news. But people are COVID fatigued. They don't want to hear about COVID anymore. They're tired of wearing the face mask. They're tired of doing what they've been told to do. But I was listening to Governor Pritzker today, and he said, if we don't get it together, they're getting to roll us back to the third phase. And we were headed towards the fifth phase. They're getting ready to roll us back because the numbers are ticking up again. Rolling us back to the third phase would be all the restaurants are going to be closed. No more inside eating. 25 people or less inside a building gathering. And what was the third thing? The restaurants are going to be closed, 25 people or less. And it'll come to me what the third thing was that they're going to implement in mask wearing. But that's going to hurt the restaurants, because how are you going to eat outside in December? Because the numbers are ticking up. I'm opening with this before I get to the real message. I want you all to be cognizant of the times. You all ought to know the times and the seasons. Most of you on here are prophetic people and prophets. What should we be doing right now? We should be interceding for November 3rd. We shouldn't be just idly sitting by and saying, oh, I wonder what's getting ready to happen. I'm going to sit back and see what's going to happen on November 3rd. No matter who wins, it's going to be some mess. Yeah, but we already know there's going to be civil unrest. We need to be praying. We need to be interceding. We need to be hearing what the Lord is saying. We need to know what God is saying, and we need to be praying, let God's will be done. Kamith, you said gyms will be closed, no more last gatherings, and restaurants closing again. Yes. But there was a third thing. Hey, Tricia, absolutely. And afterwards, too. There was a third thing. It was the restaurants going to be closed. He said that only 25 people in the building. And it's something else that we're enjoying now that we're not going to be able to enjoy if we don't get it together. But I can tell you, prophetically, it's a done deal. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. We will be in this new world order the entire year of 2021. I can tell you that. This is not inciting fear. This is wisdom. This is talking with wisdom, y'all, because they're going to be rolling this stuff back. Hey, Virginia, we cannot get careless. I see where people are doing it. And they said the majority of this uptick is from people gathering in their homes and having gatherings again and family gatherings. And it's causing an uptick. I just read for DuPage County, Kane County, Will County, that they are getting ready to put us back in the third phase if our numbers go up in the next 30 days. Latoya, you said there is already civil unrest in the land. Intercession must increase. So I'm telling you all, I'm opening up with this tonight. to tell you that we need to be interceding and fasting between now and November 3rd. I already started implementing some fast for myself, putting myself on more fasts. We've got to intercede for what is getting ready to happen. We know on the night, I can tell you on the night of the election that the count won't be final. It's going to be, they've already said they're going to extend the vote counting past election night. So we won't know who the president is unless there's a landslide. Like I was watching the First Ladies series, and they were saying that Reagan won 48 out of 50 states. Unprecedented. Never had been done before, ever in the history of the presidential election. He won 48 states out of 50. So it would have to be something like that, a landslide, for them to call it on November 3rd. So I'm saying this in this opening tonight for you all, that you need to be praying. We all need to be praying for that. And do not get careless. Wear your mask, wash your hands. No, this is not inciting fear. This is promoting wisdom. It's promoting wisdom. So I want to open up with this. Man, I'm telling you, it's like the prophetic just drops. Latoya Mahoney, tell me if you are, what are you? Tell me what your title is, because I'm seeing something about you. I'm going to try to come back to you. Hey, Jaquetta. So I'm going to open up with this. The world loves perfection. Loves perfection. Okay? Perfection is worshipped in the world. We all know that. If you're a public speaker, the audience expects you to entertain them. They want perfection. Models on the runway, what do they expect? Perfection. They want the models to have, chiseled faces, thin bodies that can wear anything, amazing makeup, fabulous wardrobe changes, hair and heels perfect. You said this thing is very real. People just don't want to accept it because they don't want people to tell them what to do. Right. I'm going to double back because you guys know your comments come in like about 2 to 5 seconds later. So pro ball players cannot have any flaws of any kind. I'm going somewhere with this tonight. The Lord put this on my mind earlier last week to talk about tonight. And it's going to kind of surprise you where I'm going with this. But pro ball players, what do they got to be perfect. LeBron James, Steph Curry. I mean, we all know in our communities that they're flawed individuals. But the mass majority of people look up to them and want them to be perfect. The world wants you to be perfect. Michael Jordan was hounded by the media in an attempt to take him down when they found out he was doing gambling bets. Remember that? When he was placing gambling bets, they had tried for years to crack his veneer. And they thought they had him with the gambling debts because the world wants perfection. Lance Armstrong, many of you guys know about the Tour de France. What happened with Lance Armstrong? He won 7 titles as a professional cyclist. But what happened? They found him doping and his whole team. What did they do? They stripped him of every single medal. The world wants perfection. In our youth, when we were young, I don't know if any of you all experienced this. I want to see if this is sitting still, to making sure that your comments are pulling up. If any of you all have experienced this, but when we were young, we were pressured to be thin. Guys pressured to be handsome. We were pressured to be beautiful. Straightened our hair, did all kind of stuff to be beautiful, like what we saw in the magazines, what we saw on television, what we saw on the big screen. Pressured to look a certain way, pressured to have perfection, pressured. We have ruined so many leaders by demanding that they be perfect. We have silently pressured our leaders to be perfect. And when they fall, what? We're devastated. Devastated. When we're the ones who created that false perception, that false expectation that they're superhuman and are not allowed to make a mistake. Israel wanted Saul to be their king. Why? Because he was handsome. Never mind, his heart was wicked. He was taller than any other man. He was more handsome than any other man, intelligent. And so they told Samuel, we want a king. Perfection. How many times have you dated someone because they were fine, because they look good? Y'all look good together. But the relationship had no substance, no future. I know I've been with someone for years and didn't have a future. But I wanted the look of perfection. I wanted the look of substance, the look of something that was great. Because the world pressures us to be good. And then on top of all of that, they're unforgiving. The people didn't want Paul to become an apostle because he had a horrible reputation. You do something to fall from grace, and you're never forgiven in some instances. Never forgiven. And God forbid you make a mistake more than once, more than twice. They didn't want Paul to come over and be converted because they feared him from what his past was, what he used to do, who he used to be. They feared him. They didn't believe change was possible. They didn't believe that he could. How many people have not believed that you've changed? That you're not the person that you were 20 years ago? I know I'm still in some situations proving it in some of my circles, even my close circles, that I don't have that same negative way of acting the way I used to act. Now, we might fall back into some things every now and then because we got to push past the generational issues. But when you really made a concerted effort to change, how many people don't believe you? I know she used to lie. She's a liar. She lied. You ain't got to trust her. She used to lie all the time. You ain't told a lie in 15 years, but yet they still calling you a liar. What did the Lord say in Jeremiah 1? Before you were even conceived, I decided who I wanted you to be, Damien. I'm saying this, I can say that because that's my nephew. Before, Damien, you were even conceived, the Lord had decided who you were going to be. Hey, Prophet Pam, it doesn't matter what people think about you. Yes, Latanya, for real, for real. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter what you've done in your past. It doesn't matter what you've done in your present. This is what this message is about. God will not terminate his plans for you because you made a mistake. He will not terminate his plans for you because you didn't measure up, because you did something that you feel if anybody were to find out, it would change the whole trajectory of your life, because they would see to it if they knew who you used to be, or the mistake that you made last year, or the mistake that you made last night. Hey, Apostle Pat. Hey, Cynthia, our feelings are fickle and they change. Absolutely. God will not terminate his plans for you because you made a mistake. Romans 6:14, for sin shall not have dominion over you. For you are not under the law, but you're under what? Grace. Grace. Grace runs counter to the way the world works. Excuse me. Grace runs absolutely counter to the way the world works. The world works on a merit system. If you get good grades, what happens? You win awards. Latoya, you come through here again. Come on, woman of God. You said this is the truth. Are you in the ministry? Let me know if you're in the ministry, because there's a change that's coming for you, Latoya. Something's getting ready to happen for your life. You popped up here again, and I'm hearing prophetic about you. Tell me if you're in the ministry. If you are, tell me what you do. If not, I'm hearing God is getting ready to do something. There's some spectacular stuff getting ready to happen in your life. You're getting ready to do a whole 180. God's getting ready to change some things for you. I'll try to pay attention if I can see you come back through here again and tell me if you're in the ministry. If you are not. Okay. there is, God is getting ready, and because I want to make sure I went the right way with this prophetic word. God is getting ready to do some stuff for you in your life. And because I wasn't feeling that you were in the ministry, but I feel that you have a great speaking ability. And the Lord is getting ready to do something. I'm only giving permission. Let me say this to you all. When I'm on here, and I'm not trying to be how can I put this? Super controlling, whatever, but I feel like we need to protect the integrity of prophecy. So if I call you out and say, please come in here and you can give a prophetic word, because I did that a couple of weeks ago, you can. And I'm seeing that Prophet Val is giving heart. So if you hear anything, Val, type it in there. But LaTanya, I see you in the world. I see you on a stage. I see you doing public speaking. I don't know if you've ever done public speaking or not, but I see you on a stage, and I see the Lord getting ready to just change some things and bring you into, yes, ma'am, intercessor prophet. Okay, getting ready to bring you into some things that is going to change you, that is totally going to change you for in your life. I can't read you guys' text because you're kind of throwing me off, but this is going to change, totally change. I'm not talking about LaTanya. I'm talking about Latoya Mahoney. That's who I'm speaking to, where I see some things, and maybe the person that said I am not, maybe you weren't Latoya, because maybe that's who you were responding to. But I'm speaking to Latoya Mahoney, and I'm seeing, I thought you said, yes, ma'am, I'm an intercessor, I'm a prophet. So I was feeling that you were in there, but I wasn't sure. And so I think, Kamitha, you said that wasn't the person that came up and said, no, I am not. So I'm trying to make this plain that Mahoney is the person. So maybe you're saying that's the person that said, no, I am not. So I'm not speaking to anyone but last name Mahoney. So no, I'm not asking for LaTanya. So Latoya, you are the one that said you are an intercessor, correct? Because I can't roll this back down I don't think I can roll it back down while I'm, oh yeah, I can. Yep, you said, yes, ma'am, intercessor prophet. Okay, yeah. So the Lord I see you on a stage. I see you on a platform. And the Lord is getting ready to elevate you. 2021, you're going to start coming into some company of some different people. Your circle is getting ready to change. I hear the Lord saying that your circle is getting ready to change. And he's getting ready to groom you as a speaker, as a conference speaker. I keep seeing this. Are you asking me or LaTanya? I'm not asking anybody now, because I'm speaking to Latoya Mahoney. That's what I'm speaking to. Yes. So you are going to, and I'm sorry for the confusion, because I know how that happened, Kamitha. I totally know, because LaTanya answered me and I just seen the LAT and then went ahead with that. So anyway, I see you on a platform. The Lord is getting ready to change. You're going to be a conference speaker. That's what I'm hearing for you. The Lord is getting ready to groom you even more. Stay in intercession, because intercession is going to open up the prophetic for you more, where you'll be able to see your own future and the things that the Lord is getting ready to release to you for you to prophesy and pray over and war over. I'm hearing that there is a male that is going to come in. This is not any romantic connection. There's a male that is going to come in and is going to help groom you. I actually see you partnering up with him in some speaking engagements. And this person is very, very well groomed, very intellectual, very articulate, almost like taking you, some kind of partnership, taking you under his wing, where you all are going to be doing some conferences together. I see you doing some workshops in the future, where you're going to be doing workshops. God has given Latoya a platform, going through a time of education very quickly. Absolutely, yes. And I did see that, Prophet Val. You're absolutely right. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, you're going to be on platforms. This is, and like Prophet Val said, this is going to move fast. God is going to build you up in your confidence. Your one is, it is really in there, where it's going to be a fast track of confidence of speaking. Your language is going to change. The way you think is going to change. The way you deliver is going to change. God is going to pull you away from some people because they're bad for you. I'm just going to say it like that. they're toxic, and he's going to pull you away from some people because once you begin to rise, they're going to be jealous. Once you begin to rise, they're going to hurt you. They're going to wound you with their words. So yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So this is 2021. This stuff's going to start to begin for you. But I see this man. I hate to describe it. Prophets beware. When you see something in the prophetic, that doesn't mean that's the way it's going to look in the natural. Just because I see a tall man, dark suit, well dressed, well bred, that doesn't mean that's the way he's going to look in the natural. But that's kind of like what I'm seeing. So I'm just telling you that's symbolic of somebody who is. When you see something like that, and this is the same thing, you guys, in dreams. You see something like that. That's showing you. It's symbolic of somebody that's groomed, that's well chiseled in what they're doing. It's symbolic of someone who is has charisma and class. It doesn't mean that whoever that person is going to look exactly like you see in a dream or in your prophetic stream that just dropped down in front of me. So it's going to be somebody's going to be totally ready, but this is going to be awesome. Latoya, this is going to be awesome. Again, Latoya Mahoney, that's who this is for. And you're going to, okay, this is going to make room for you. It's going to open up a stream of finance for you, a stream of your economy, but it's going to be great. And you're going to be doing stuff. And it's not on a church platform. This is like I told you all, there's 7 spheres of influence. And y'all see me waving because it's Nat. 7 spheres of influence. And Latoya, you're going to be placed in one of these spheres. Media and entertainment is one of these spheres. It's like where I see you is almost like an expo. That's when I first saw the vision of you on a platform. It was like at an expo, and then another at a conference. It was 2 different visions. One at a conference on a platform speaking, and one you at an expo teaching. So that's the word of the Lord for you. Okay, so back to where I was. Yes, I do interpret dreams, Brianna. As a matter of fact, watch for my book cover. It's coming out this week. Yay, they're doing it today. It may even be done tonight. And I'm going to post it. My plan is to post it this weekend so you guys can see my book cover because my book is coming out next month. And my class, We Dream, Understanding God's Voice in the Night. Usually I announce that in the beginning. Thank you, Brianna, for asking that. So you can, if you're interested, you can go to my class, and I'm going to be giving all kind of information about it, about my dream class. I've been interpreting dreams for almost 20 years. And so the Lord told me to put it online as a class and begin to teach it. I've been teaching it in brick and mortar for a while, but now we can't go in the building. So I got to go online, but I had planned to be online anyway. So yes, I do interpret dreams. If you have a dream that you need me to interpret, I don't charge to interpret dreams to my email. But when you go to the class, yes, you have to pay because it's a course. It's with 4 modules, a book, and all that. So dreamsinslumber@gmail.com. If you have a dream you want me to interpret, send it to dreamsinslumber, DREAMSINSLUMBER@gmail.com, and I will interpret it for you. Thank you, woman of God. Blessing to you. Yes, you are. Thank you. No problem. You are definitely welcome, Latoya. Okay, so grace runs counter to the way the world works. The world works on a merit system. It does not work on grace. It works on a merit system. If you get good grades, what happens? You win awards. If you do well in sports, what happens? You make the team, possibly can go to NBA, NFL, to what is baseball? You go and be a professional ball player and make tons of money, but they reward you. Okay? You win rewards because you make the team. Exceptional performance in the corporate world, you earn promotions and raises, right? But grace has no merit system. In fact, the very definition of grace is unmerited favor. Doesn't matter what you've done. Doesn't matter who you've been. Doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. Doesn't matter what your parents did to you and made you go a different way for 15, 20 years before you circled back around and came to God and changed your life. It doesn't matter. Grace says, I don't care what you've done. Come back. Don't leave. That's what God says. Come back. Don't leave. I don't care what you've done. You single women on here that you just tired. I can tell you this little testimony. You just tired of opening up your legs, tired of not having a husband. Y'all know I keep it real. If you can't take it, then YouTube change the channel and y'all can go to another Facebook page. Tired of it. Okay. Tired of being with somebody, thinking that your husband, getting in a relationship, laying down, and they don't want to commit. Year after year after year, you're tired of giving your body to a man, believing this is going to be the one, being disappointed time after time, lies, and men too. I'm not trying to put it all on men. I see good men I've seen good men have women that don't act right, don't appreciate him. We don't want the man who stays home, who's boring. We want the bad guy, right? We want the bad boy. We want the one that's exciting. We want the one that's exciting, right? We don't want the one that every time you call, you know where he's at. Every time he tells you he's going to be there, he's there. Every time you drive by to check on him, his car is where he said it would be. We don't want that one. We want the one that, and when he comes in the room, that's when the party starts. That's the guy we want. We want the guy that every woman wants. We want the guy that's fine and everybody wants to be on his arm. That's the guy we want. The guy that snaps his fingers and everybody does what he wants them to do. Never mind, you're going to be with him 10, 15 years and still ain't going to be married. Those of you that have said, I'm tired. I'm talking about single folks. I'm tired. God will not terminate his plans for you because you didn't wait well. I remember I waited 5 years and didn't have sex. Because I'm thinking, surely, if I'm celibate, God's going to send my husband. Bobby, you said, not like the world. You are up, then they want to pull you down. Absolutely. I said, surely he's going to send my husband. 5 years, didn't have sex for 5 years. I have told that testimony when I was in it, and people look at me like, you got 3 heads, because I ain't going 5 months, not much less 5 years. 5 years. And got mad at God because at the end of that 5 years, I was no closer to being married than I was at the beginning. And I made the comment and said, if the Lord said that sleeping with somebody and not being married was not a sin no more, that fornication is no longer a sin, I probably never would get married. I'd just get me somebody and have sex and call it a day. If he said, I'm going to take that one off the books, that ain't going to be a sin against your body. I'd be like, cool, because I was tired of waiting. Tired. So, hey, I fell after the end of waiting for the 5 years, mad at God. And God was somebody who you couldn't have paid me to believe that I would be in any of these type of relationships that I end up getting in before I made up my mind, oh, I'm away from my husband, I'm going to be celibate, I ain't going to have sex. And then at the end of the 5 years, I fell big, and then just said, forget it. And some of you all say, you know what? I'm just tired, tired of this, trying to live right, tired of trying to live right. I'm just going to do my thing, be out there. You ask God to forgive you, come back and be determined that you're going to make your life work the way God has intended for it to work. He will not keep your blessings from you because you didn't wait well. Romans 6:14, for sin shall not have dominion over you. For you're not under the law, you're under grace. I say that again, because I said it earlier. You're not under the law, you're under grace. Just get it together and keep going. I remember one time I came in the service on a Sunday morning. I ain't even gonna tell y'all what I was doing Saturday night. Came in super convicted. Now, I'm a leader, okay, on the team, super convicted, and came on in church Sunday morning and got on in my position, doing my thing. And the longer I stayed in there, the more, because what does the word say? That the enemy will condemn you. He's the one that condemns you when you feel like you ain't measured up. Because what do? We put ourselves on a merit system. We are the ones who say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. We're the ones who put ourselves on a brownie point system. If I do all this, if I'm this good for God, if I do this, if I pray this many hours a week, if I fast this much every month, God is surely going to bless me. And then you get mad when you see people that don't even give God a time a day getting super blessed. But then you forgot about the scripture that says that he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. I know some of you Bible scholars say, oh, you ain't teaching that right. Yes, I am, because I'm getting my point across. There's a whole lot more in that. You can go deeper. You can go any kind of way you want to go with that. But this is the way I'm going with it tonight, because I'm talking about grace. I'm talking about grace. So I got mad. And I did what I wanted to do. Came in church that morning. Now, this was years after I had been doing what I wanted to do. After being out all Saturday night, out of town, way out of town. And praise got really, really high in the service. And I'm going to tell you, man, so much stuff is coming across my mind about the reason why God has shut down the churches. Praise got really, really high. And I started beating myself up. That's not the reason for praise. Praise is to free you, not to condemn you. You're praising God. You are praising him. You're releasing yourself to him. You're praising him so you can hear him. So it frees you. But what does the enemy do? He tricks you and condemns you because you start beating yourself up because you feel like you don't measure up. And my pastor looked at me and spoke one prophetic word from God and said, June, it was just a hiccup. When he said that, I fell off. If y'all seen the emoji where the emoji just falls all back and down on the floor, that's what I did. Just through, done. He said, God said it was just a hiccup. Get yourself together and keep going. Grace. I was through for the rest of the service. Done. Your blessings are not canceled because you made a mistake. Your promotion is still there. Your husband or your wife is still coming. Even when a decision you made has a bad outcome, God can still turn things around for your good. Even when you thought the decision was going to be cool, thought it was all going to work out, thought you were doing the right thing, and it all fell apart. God can still turn it around for your good. You know why? Because he did it over and over again in the word. Genesis 37, Joseph's brothers made a terrible decision. How can he turn murder around for your good? You go to murder somebody. You determine you finna get them out of here, exit off the planet. And God intervenes and turns that thing around. In Genesis for good. He gave them grace. They weren't even punished for what they did. When the famine came, he was setting them up to be saved and delivered through the very person that they tried to murder. The very mistake that you make, the very thing that you set up and think that this is going to work out, and when it all falls apart, God has a way of changing that whole thing around for your good. I know I can tell this quick testimony. I'm not going to tell a person's name. If you follow the person, they done already made it public. And like this one person says, when the stuff is public, then it's public domain. You ain't got to say allegedly. But things might not go the way you think they're going to go because God has another plan. And this prophet that was on teaching last week she gave us testimony, and it was just so intriguing to listen to it and then see how God brought this thing. You said on Netflix, watch Murder to Mercy, powerful documentary. Great. I can scroll back and see that, Kamitha. So she was saying that she got invited to speak at a conference, went to this conference to speak, and she was seeking a husband. Talking to you single women, this little testimony for you about how God turns things around for your good. When you think everything's a mess, nothing's going to work out, the way you planned it falls apart, and you're like, this was a waste of time. And she went to this conference, and she was a day speaker. And she, I don't want to say she's a day speaker. She was a speaker, but it was in the daytime. She said that she fell asleep. She went in her hotel room and was going to take like a nap, like an hour nap, and then get up and get ready to speak for her turn at the conference. Something happened. She believes, she said the Lord caused her to go into a deep sleep, and she slept all the way past her time to speak. When she woke up, her time to speak was over with. And the people that had invited her to the conference were livid with her. How could you do that? How could you come and fall asleep? She got with some friends that were there because there was another big high service that was going on. As a matter of fact, I think it was like where she was in a town where there was a church that she loved and wanted to visit. So she asked them, were they having service? They said yes. And so not only, oh, you know what? She knew them because she said, she called them and they said, why don't you come and speak on Sunday? Why don't you come and be the speaker? Now, she had got into it with these other people, she said, that had invited her to come and speak, and she fell asleep. It was not good. It was like a strifeful situation. She said that they had got into it. So you're thinking, okay, this thing done fell completely apart, right? So she gets ready and goes to this other service the next day to be a speaker. Instead of sitting on the front, now I'm getting ready to tell you about turning something around and changing your plans. Instead of sitting on the front, she sat on the very last row in the back of the church. Speakers don't never sit on the last row. What do speakers do? They always come to the front, right? And sit on the front row. This is her testimony. And lo and behold, her future husband came in, and there was only one place to sit, and that was right next to her on the last row in the back. And he came in and sat next to her, and they started talking. God turning things that seemingly fell apart around for your good. Had she never overslept, had she never got into it with them people, had she never called her friends to see if they were having service and they asked her to speak, had she decided to go to the front instead of sitting in the back, chances are she never would have met her husband. God is full of surprises. You cannot figure him out. He is full of grace, unmerited favor. Forgiveness and grace erases your past, cleans your slate, starts you over. God can turn anything around. Don't feel like God is not going to say yes to a prayer because of what you've done or who you used to be. It will not cancel out anything that he has for you. God says his mercy is new when? Every single morning, every single day. His mercy is new every single day. So I close out with this, you all, to tell you that just because you made a mistake, just because you didn't wait well, just because you did something last night, does not mean that God is going to terminate the plans that he has for you, that your blessing is not going to come, that he's not going to do what he said he was going to do. He forgives you. Every morning, his mercies are new for you. He throws our stuff, what does he say, in the sea of forgetfulness. You got to stop beating yourself up, and you got to get up and just go on and do better. What did he tell the woman who had all the accusations, and they were saying that they caught her in the bed with the man wasn't her husband, and she, what happened? The Lord said, well, all of you all that's bad as her, no, all of you all that's better than her, that ain't got no sin, throw the first stone at her and start killing her. And one by one, you know what happened? One by one, they left. And what did he tell her? Go your way, live your life, and don't sin anymore. Do right. Another chance. You said, oh, Lord God Almighty, God is awesome. He knows what to change. He knows what to do. Yes. He told her, go your way. What did he ask her? Oh, where are your accusers at? After he said that to them, any of you in here that ain't never did nothing, come on, pick up the rock and be the first one to start killing her. And then when they all left, what did he do? He looked at her and said, where are your accusers? Where are they at now? Like, hooty hoo, where they at? All of them were gone. And he said, now it's time for you to go. After he saved her life. I feel something coming on. After he saved her life. He saved her life. God will save your life. He will save your life. He will step in and stop the enemy from killing you. He will step in and stop the enemy from taking your life. He will step in and tell them to leave and then turn around and tell you, get your stuff and go. Pick up your bed and walk. Live your life. Live your life. He is our Savior. He is our burden bearer. He is our deliverer. He is our God of unmerited favor, double grace. It doesn't matter what you've done, y'all. Let it go. Tomorrow, you're a brand new person because yesterday is gone. When I close down this FB Live, all this time will be in the past. You can't change what you've done. You can't change and make things better in the past. You can't make up for what you've done. Release everybody and they need to release you. Forgive and let it go because you can't change it. It's etched in stone. It's already done. Onward and upward. Look to the future. Get yourself together and pick yourself up and go on to your destiny. Because God does not care about your past or what you used to be. He's molding you and making you for who he already ordained you to be before you even set foot on this earth. He's just waiting for you to catch up. He ordained who you were supposed to be before you were born. He's waiting for you to catch up. He's helping you to catch up. So quit condemning yourself. Quit beating yourself up. You know, we're our own worst critic. When you got to get up and do a speech, the first thing you think is you're going to fail. No, think you're going to succeed. When you get a new job, you're afraid you won't measure up. No, you're going to measure up because that's why you were chosen. It's already been done. He's already equipped you. You are an awesome vessel of God, men and women. You got to believe in yourself. Don't wait for other people to believe in you. You bragging, you conceited, you're all of that. Because you're all of that. Believe in yourself. Know who you are. Who God has made you to be. Okay, so I'm done. That's my message, you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Pastor Letitia. Thank you so much. So much for joining me tonight. I'm trying, you know what, guys, when I'm pausing, I'm seeing something, but I don't, Pastor Letitia, there's something there for you prophetically. But it's got something to do with literary. I didn't know that you were an editor, you know. I don't know what you're doing with that. When you rolled up just now, and I saw your name, I heard something in literary. You need to be going way further in that than what you are. That's a huge stream of income. I'm hearing the Lord say for you, a huge stream of income. You got something in your way, Pastor Letitia, that is keeping you from going full throttle into that vein. Because I was gonna, your name was given to me for you to edit my book, but then it was like you were so busy that I didn't bother you, and I end up going another route. But as I see you come up on the screen, I'm hearing that there is a great stream of income in the literary vein. I don't, if it's writing, if you're an editor, I'm sure you're a writer. But there's money there. There's an economy there for you in that stream. You know, we all have 5 streams of income within us. But there's something there. That right there, Pastor Letitia, that right there is what you're supposed to be honing in on in the literary field. I'm hearing that you're a ghostwriter, and I'm telling you, I probably know that, so I don't try to fake prophetic, because I believe I had a conversation that you're a ghostwriter. But what I'm hearing is that you said you made us happy tonight. I thank God for his message from you. You're welcome, Sister Regina. You're so welcome. He made me happy. But Pastor Tish, there's money for you to be a ghostwriter. Now that I am hearing that is a huge stream of income for you to be a ghostwriter for others. Because like Steve Harvey just admitted that he didn't write his books. All he did was dictate them and somebody else wrote them. And so then you got to split all that money up. You know how that goes. But you are a powerful writer, a ghostwriter, but there's something else in that field that you need to really be. I'm hearing God say you need to turn your attention towards this thing fully. And there's something else that's in the way. I was getting ready to say that when I said something to somebody that rolled up. There's something else that's in the way of that, that's taking your attention away. You need to push that thing out the side. Whatever this is that you've given your attention to a little bit more than the editing, the writing, in that field, that thing needs to be pushed aside, because that's not where you're supposed to have the bulk of your focus at right now. You're supposed to be focusing in that vein right now, because God is going to do something special. There's contracts. I hear multiple contracts for you. And this is the time, because we ain't going back in no building no time soon. Because when we go back into this third phase, roll back to this third phase, 25 people or less are going to be in the building. And that's coming most likely next month. And this is something that can be done sitting at your desk in your house. God is giving us the ability to be creative during this pandemic, because the whole year of 2021, y'all, going to be rough. You're still going to have your mask on. You're going to be mad. Valentine's Day, you're still going to have on your mask. So you might as well go out and get a couple boxes, because you're still going to need them. Wash them little nasty masks. I don't want to say that's a tongue twister. Wash them little nasty masks that you got and dry them, because you're going to be wearing them for a minute. And I'm saying that as a joke, because I went somewhere and one of my daughters on here know we went somewhere and got served, and somebody come up to the table and had a mask on, looked like it hadn't been washed in 25 days. But we're gonna be in it. So get creative. There's some of you on here that are so creative that you can sit down and start applying yourself to birth your business while we're stuck in the house, and bring this what am I trying to say? This, because God says he's the one who gives us the power to get wealth. So this gift that you have, this talent that you have, develop it and begin to use it to bring you money online, and also to fulfill your mandate in the kingdom, because this is an awesome time to be able to do that. Look at Amazon. I don't think he knew in 100 million years that he would be making this kind of money. I know Zoom didn't know that they would be a $1 billion company. They had no idea, because Zoom was struggling back in the 80s. Who could have predicted this? So I say to you, if you've got a business, if you've got an e-commerce business, develop it now, because now is the time to make your money. Yes, come on, Pastor Tish. Now is the time to make your money. So focus in the literary vein, Pastor Tish, because there's some contracts. I hear multiple contracts for you. Multiple contracts for you. So that is it tonight. If any of you all want to seed into my ministry to help me, Starbucks is booming. I know, ain't it? Yes. Yes, my bank account will be overflow. Yes, it will be, Pastor Tish. I know it. But if any of you want to seed into the ministry, my Cash App is my name, June Hansworth. I'm saying this because I have people ask me all the time, so I'm going to start saying it so I don't have people email me and stuff. But it's June Hollingsworth, my whole name, and that's $ June Hollingsworth. If you want to give a gift, a seed into the ministry. I don't believe you know, if I say something that's going to be controversial about you need to seed into this atmosphere. Keisha Allen, you know what I'm talking about. That's not biblical, but whatever. If you want to seed into the ministry, to help the ministry, to help what I'm doing, you know, then that's my reason for saying this. And also, if you want to do Zelle, then it's my email address, June Allison 54. That's one L in Allison, JUNEALISON 54 at gmail.com. So I just wanted to release that tonight. I don't know, Katrina, if you're still on YouTube, but I just want to thank you for joining me on YouTube. I've been trying to look into both cameras because I notice a lot of people don't do that when they're, you know, double or triple broadcasting, which is hard to do it. But I've tried to line my cameras up so I can look up and down in both cameras when I'm talking to you all. So thank you so much. If you would share this on your page for me for a couple of days, you can take it down. I always say that, but if you could share it for a couple of days for me, any of you that all that are new on Facebook to me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that will help me get my viewership up, because there's places that I want to take that. So thank you all. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a great evening. Okay, so hey, you guys, I am on.